So John's going to come on the channel and talk about his love for The Lost Boys, his project that he's making, which I'll tell you all about here. But he's going to come on and have a longer interview with us, and I can't wait to speak to him.
John, just tell me a little bit about your project, your passion for The Lost Boys.
Okay, yeah. Welcome to the Lost Frogs comics. What we are is a faithful comic-for-comic recreation of the Frog Brothers comic shop as seen in the 1987 film The Lost Boys. So, it all started with this publicity shot with Corey's and Jameson Newlander, and I realised that in the background you could make out a particular comic, which would be this one, Man-Thing issue 1. So then I looked a little closer and says, oh, well, I think I can do the one next to it. Maybe if I do a bit of detective work. Well, I couldn't do the one next to it straight away. You get the one next to the one next to it, and then by process of elimination, you find out what's behind. What I realised after I'd got a few, it was alphabetical. So then it becomes easier. You know it's Marvel Comics.
Yes.
They are all mostly issue 1s. So then you say, right, alphabetical, issue 1, all I've got to do is go through their list and find one, pop, 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 drop them all into place. So that one has logic to it. Easy. If we go down to this row, which is based on the scene where they come in and say, oh, you can't put that comic there.
Oh,
you know, Laurie Lamaris hasn't been.
Yeah. They school him on how to do it.
So, I started just doing the one frame from the film. Realised that from a different angle, you can see more. And I thought, well, I'll do that. I was just going to make it as a wall mount. But realised I could make it a bit bigger. And then another angle, you can see more. And then you realise that per scene in the film, you can make out about 80-90% of the comics. So I spent the last 6 years doing that. And this is where we are now. Started to exhibit a portion of it. It's the comic conventions.
And it's so obscure. Like you've got your Battlestar Galactica there, and that must be really hard to find.
Yeah, who knew there was a Battlestar Galactica comic? Who knew there was a V comic? 3 people have said to me today, I didn't know there was a V comic.
No.
Wild. So I've just enjoyed it. It's my favourite era of art. Is this Bronze Age comics?
I can understand that.
Yeah, 70s through to the early 80s. Superheroes were strong, you know, women were beautiful,
So bright.
gorgeous, the perspective, the depth. So that's where we are. I'll tell you more another time.
Yeah.
But,
John and myself are going to talk about this more. Can't wait.
Brilliant.
John's a great guy. Check him out on Instagram. Get him for your events. He's in touch with people from The Lost Boys. He knows his stuff about comics. Really interesting.